What's up, y'all? This is Devani, YMDR video. So, what I wanted to go over today with y'all is some more stuff from YMDR. This is part 2, and that thing that I was talking about, that I was just going to be talking about. So, this is just to inform people a little bit more of what YMDR kind of stands for. So, I'm just going to get into that. YMDR itself, the whole thing that it can stand for, and what I'm trying to build with it is, it stands for something that kind of has to do with the industry. So let's take the industry, the music industry, for instance. People tell you about there's a lot of different crooked things in the music industry that people do, and all different types of stuff like that. They tell you the industry is just a very crooked place. There's a lot of different things that they do, and it's kind of like, they have to, it's kind of like a hustle. They pimp the people out of what they do, and so they can't really do what they want to do. And so, like, it makes it where everything that they do is authentically, it's built off of lies, and it's authentic, but it's something that they have to do under confines of them not actually being themselves. Whereas to YMDR allows the artist to basically, he does what he does with his art. So he compacts all the stuff that he needs to compact, like, music, art, work, all that sort of stuff. He sells it under YMDR. That money that he gets from it, it either can be used in whatever way he wants to, because what it is that the money gets put in a certain place of his own that he chooses to put it in, like a safe or something of that nature or something like that. And so him putting that in a, whatever that is, a safe or something between that, he gets to be in charge of his own money. So any money that he makes from, shows or street performances or anything that he does through YMDR, that money is his. He makes that and it's his. And he can either, donate to the charity of YMDR or, do different things that he needs to do with that money. And so what people don't know is me being the artist that I am, I independently am working towards doing my own sort of ways and things, like trying to be able to do my own sort of stuff on my own, with my own people, to be able to, create artwork and get my artwork out there and get my, my CDs and my music and stuff out there. And so that creates a platform. In some cases, obviously, people would wonder, where is my audience? Well, people who share this video and people who, kind of believe in, my stuff, because I always put the website at the bottom of, the thing and stuff like that, put at the bottom of the disclaimer. And so people who believe in that, they can, they can check it out, sort of, that way. And so, like, I'm using that as a way to kind of expand my stuff, because YMDR, I've gotten to it, done it for this long, and just been able to get a lot of different stuff to where I would be able to travel in different counties of YMDR and do YMDR full time in different counties. But the problem is a reason why I haven't been able to do it in different counties is because I don't have a car. I had a bike. I had to get my bike fixed recently. And so I'm still working on this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I'm still allowing myself to do what I'm trying to do with YMDR in general. And so, but what I am doing will predominantly go back into the community, because what YMDR company-wise, what we do is, the artist is allowed to do the things that he does. He makes money from what he does, whatever, money he makes from it. He puts it into either the YMDR donations, or he puts that money into, expanding what he does in YMDR. That's two things that basically where the money would go towards the company in some cases. And so every money that they make, in the company, it will, some of it will be distributed to YMDR, the charity. And so the reason why this is very, I guess, like helpful to people is because, you can authentically be yourself in YMDR. You don't have to worry about it being because of anything else. It's kind of like a friend of mine that I've told this about. His name is Chauncey. He's from a group called BOK Jags. But he basically, he agrees that people should have an outlet that they can do their own stuff in without the industry, because a lot of what we've done and what we don't see from the industry is we see rich people getting more rich and we see poor people getting more poor. And so all we see is just them kind of getting the money, getting the fame, getting the fortune, but they don't give any of that back to us. And so we contribute to it through, giving them views on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And we don't know that a lot of that views and a lot of the things that we're giving to them is basically giving them power in a way that says, I'm not going to give you any of that power. I'm going to keep it for myself. And so, that's basically what YMDR doesn't do. When we do something, it is going to be used to give back to people. And so, the reality of how that's going to work is through, the things that people can see from it. People, whoever it is, if they're willing to make the business a business or create it, or people who just willing to jump on board, they will be brought into that sort of atmosphere. Obviously, even if they're, from them being Christians, that's sort of a thing that has to come about, is that I just need some trusted Christians to be able to help me with this sort of thing and even do it with me, not willing to, just go off and do nothing, but willing to stay in it. And so, that would help with that situation, because it would basically give a leeway to the fact that I can get what I need to get to actually do the more for the society. And so, that's basically what YMDR is trying to do. I have a friend, Victoria, she's talking about helping me out too as well, who's talking about us doing, street performances in the park. We're trying to do that sort of thing. And so, what we're trying to do in YMDR cases is just build and expand YMDR in a real authentic way, and it gives artists the freedom to be what they want to be. And in that way, that can actually help with how the artist makes the content that he makes. If he doesn't feel like he's going to make it right in this thing, he may make it right the next time. If we talk to each other about how we're going to make the art or create the art, then that's how it's going to be. So it's kind of like us working together in a way to create our content together in a way that works together. And so, if we have to use, music, if we have to use different types of things like artwork or different types of stuff like, people's studios or whatever that may be, if we're using all that to work together in order to get all of our projects out, or whatever project we have together, we're sharing and helping everyone in that context, then it basically is helping all of us rather than just one person who gets the fame and whatever. But it helps all of us as artists. And so we grow in that, and the more that we grow and expand, we have millions of people, or few people, kind of like millions but not completely millions, but we have millions of people doing what they're doing in a way that expresses it to say that just because one person's art is done this way doesn't mean it can't be done this way. And so it gives everyone a chance to get their art out there. Everyone works towards helping this person's art. Everyone helps towards working that person's art. And it kind of just, so much community just built into it. And we work together on all of it. And so we, when they make money from off of this, they choose what they do with it in YMDR. But as long as they know that from YMDR being under that company, they have free will with their money. They freely can do what they want with their money. And under an industry like the music industry, you don't have that free will to do what you want with your money. You basically are put under confines of a contract where you can't give your money to poor people, or can't do this or can't do that sort of thing. And so that's what YMDR purposes serve, is that you get to serve people with your money in any way you want to, if you make money off of whatever it is that you do. And so you get to do whatever you need to do with it. Now, obviously, people would say, what can that person do? Well, there's millions of things a person can do with that type of money. And I've been the type of person to kind of know what it is that I do with my money when I get it, to do the content and the things that I'm doing. I bought this camera probably some time ago with the money that I had to create and do the things that I'm doing to express to you today. Obviously, it doesn't come out good because I use software and certain different things and things of that nature to kind of get it to you. But obviously, I still did get it out there. And so, like, the reality of it is that's kind of what we have to see when it comes to the things that we're doing in our everyday life, is that, do you have the freedom to do what you want to do? Do you have the freedom in the mindset to put your hard-earned work into your projects and actually get the actual fullness from what you do, like your royalties and all that other stuff? Do you actually get that back to you? And so, like, that's kind of what YMDR is trying to do. It creates a force to where people are gaining money, but they're gaining money and they can actually have the control of their money that they want to, like the people who are in the industry do not have. And so that's where it backtracks. And so YMDR, being the company that it is, that's what we work on. That's what I work on. That's what I've been working towards. That's why I've created what I've created with YMDR. So everybody who jumps on board, I mean, that's what they would get. That's what they would do. If they had art, that's what they do. If they have a talent, that's what they do. If they had, music, art, it doesn't necessarily matter what talent you have. But if you use that talent, you get paid for that talent through YMDR and the other things that people are doing, working together to help with that sort of thing, then it's going to attract that sort of people. And so it's still going to get back to the community, though. And so the way that it does that is because, we have YMDR donations, and I've done it through YMDR donations. YMDR donations will go towards getting different things for YMDR, like a building and other stuff of that nature. And so that's going to take time to do, but you see, like, having more people on board and wanting to do that sort of thing, and if they have a vision like the person who is creating this vision does, then they can do it as well. And so that's kind of a fullness of why I've created YMDR, why it's considered to be like the best thing that I've created, why it's considered to be something that actually helps with everyone, not just one person, and so that's just what it is. It's bringing community together in the art world, the music world, and all different types of stratospheres that people kind of create with their crafts. And so it just does that sort of thing. If you were to become a YMDR artist, that's what we would be looking at. That's what we would be seeing. And so it would kind of work that way. Whatever it is, it would work that way. And yeah, you would just be considered YMDR. I put you on my website. That's the way it would go down. People probably just don't know, that's exactly, it just shows so much freedom, in what you do, that it's not somebody just taking your money and doing whatever they want with it, or stealing your music and not giving it back. Like, that's something that the industry lacks in. And so I put together YMDR to kind of give back a freedom to the music world or the industry, and give back a freedom to the people so that they can actually make the content they want. And yes, that content may not sound good, but I mean, it depends on who's working for us. It depends on who's working for us. And so, and one thing is, if your music ain't good, obviously, we tell each other about that. When Warren was in YMDR, he told me exactly about my music was wrong, go rewrite it, but he doesn't mean it in criticizing. He just means it to kind of, challenge, and so, yeah, that's all that it is. So, yeah, like, that's basically what I was just wanting to explain to y'all in this video today. I'll be explaining probably a little bit more with y'all on that. I may actually throw in some other stuff, so I won't just be talking to y'all all the time and things like that. I may just throw in some different things to kind of help y'all out and see different stuff. But that's all I was talking about today. I hope you have a good day, man. I hope y'all share this video. Share it with anybody you so-called think is gonna like that sort of stuff and understand that sort of stuff. So, yeah, you just have a good day, man.